If you enjoy watching and you want more videos, please subscribe and have the bell on. Every video I make is based on experience and experimenting. I wanted to make sure I share my gameplay with all of you and see if there's any feedback needed for future videos, or if you are here to make everybody's day. Let's keep up the love and work together to build a failed clone army. My plan for 2023 is to make this community stronger, and I wanted to do a lot of interactions with all of you. Let me know what I can do. My goals are to have events and play with some of you. We can have giveaways like for both copies of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet games, Pokemon TCG, Temtem, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Super CCG, or other games in the future. These are only ideas, but if we can get 30 of you in Discord and 100 subs in YouTube, I can start making plans for the giveaway. The event will happen live on Twitch, so make sure to mark your calendars when it happens. If anybody is interested and wants to keep your eyes and ears open, please take the time to read the description below or in the comment section. Links will be provided so that you will know what is going on. Anyways, let's get back to the video. Alright, welcome to another tutorial video of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I hope all of you enjoyed the previous videos about nature and EV training, or known as effort value. I just want to know what is your favorite Pokemon in this game so far, and what is your favorite series. Anyways, the next topic I will be explaining in this video is IV, or individual value. So, let's get it started. For all the Pokemon trainers, IV has been around for most of the gaming series. Generation 3 became more than the past two generations. So there was a change in the previous two generations. It was an old mechanic, but it was more obsolete when Generation 3 was introduced with nature, so there were a lot of changes, so I'll explain further on what's the current change right now. IV is based on what the Pokemon stats is born with, or how a Pokemon stats start out when you first capture it. For those who do not know, individual value has been useful with the moveset Hidden Power. Depending what the IVs are, it grants the Pokemon a typing to its Hidden Power. Now, at the current generation, Hidden Power is not usable anymore ever since Sword and Shield, so now that we're in Scarlet and Violet, Hidden Power doesn't exist in this generation as well. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit clearer understanding of what to pay attention to when individual value hunting. I am going to use this Keen Gambit chart and show you the last piece of the puzzle of its base stat. So if you don't know what the chart looks like, I'll probably put it out again. And if you want to know what it was used for, check in the previous video on EV training. And I did use the chart on that before when I was explaining on EV training and base stats. Individual value is not always the important factor in making your Pokemon strong, but it does help give your Pokemon a little boost. The max individual value it can go up to is 31. As you can tell, what determines the best for your Pokemon is base stat, nature, and EV training in that order. This is only my opinion, but individual value helps your Pokemon stats by 10%. 60% of the stat boosting is EV training, 30% is its base stats, and the remaining 10% is beneficial, neutral, and hinderance stats for nature. The question is this: is it worth maxing out your Pokemon's IV? I will give you an answer that if you are here to just have some fun, the answer is no. If you are here to make your Pokemon competitive or maxing out a Pokemon that you consider to be your favorite, My answer to you is mostly yes. There are one or two stats you can always ignore, and that is what it will get you the best Pokemon in your team. Keep in mind that IV is random when you first start out hunting for stats. If you want to build your very own best team, let me suggest to you what are some best ways in individual value hunting in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The first method is to go find a Ditto with at least 3 or 4 best individual value stats. Keep in mind that when you do catch a Ditto and you're gonna breed with a Ditto, make sure the Pokemon has a gender. Not all Pokemon will breed with a Ditto, or not all Pokemon will breed with another breedable Pokemon. Some will have unknown gender, meaning that they cannot breed with other Pokemon, or they have an A group where it makes them unbreedable to do. So that's just a food for thought. Finding the best stats in your Pokemon's IV is what to look out for. Of course, finding Ditto in the wild is time consuming and its IVs are below average, which brings me to the second method. Now, why I said that it's below average is that not all the individual values are going to be best. Some will be 1 or 2 when you're trying to catch it in a wild, so I mean, take your time, or spend your time wisely and when you're trying to catch Pokemon. So the second method is the Tera raids. Take on raids that are 4 stars and above. The more difficult the Pokemon is, the better its IV stats will be. Dittos are rare and hard to enter in the raid. Take the time to travel around and find a den that happens to have a Ditto. If you do not want to take that chance, keep waiting in the Tera raid for any raid Pokemon available. Ditto is one thing, but do take the chance to get other Pokemon that are available in the raid. There is another method, but I will tell you to avoid it for the most part of it. It is the breeding method. It has been around since Generation 2, but of course when Generation 3 happened, it's mostly on the Pokemon nature and as well as IV stats. But it does take a lot of time. What you do is have 2 Pokemon breed each other and have eggs. You either keep hatching them to get good IV stats, which does take a lot of your time. When you do have Pokemon with 2 or 3 to 4 or 5 best IV stats, you do the Destiny Nod method. You give the Destiny Nod to a Ditto or parent Pokemon and a Pokemon you want to breed. So when I mean that, it could be a parent Pokemon plus a Pokemon from a different A group that matches up to the parent Pokemon A group. So that's what I mean by a parent Pokemon and a Pokemon you want to breed. But of course, if you want to make the Pokemon you want to breed, just make sure that Pokemon is female with the parent Pokemon that is in the matching A group. The Pokemon gets the IVs inherited by Dittos or the parent Pokemon's IV stats. It does save the trouble to get better IVs, but I do feel like this method still takes up a lot of time. It will be useful for once or twice, but of course there is another method that makes it a little bit better. The last method, which helps your life easier for all the methods, is to obtain bottle caps from raids or purchase them for 20,000 Pokédollars. Bottle caps allow your Pokemon to have max IV stat. One bottle cap gets only 1 max IV stat. If you are lucky to have a golden bottle cap, it will max all IV stats. So, however you want to play the game, bottle caps are always available to help enhance your Pokemon. I will tell you to be happy with a Pokemon with at least 3 or 4 IV stats at its best from breeding, catching in the wild, or catching in the raid. And I can tell you that much when you do catch in the wild, it's probably 10 to 15% chance that you will actually have a Pokemon with 3 or 4 IV stats. You can always save a lot of Pokédollars and have 2 or 3 bottle caps to use to max out your Pokemon. You are even better off in not using the bottle caps for its hinderance stat and a stat it really does not need. There are Pokemon who do not want to be at the fastest. There are Pokemon who only need a better attack than its special attack, or the other way around. Your goal is to max out at least 5 IV stats in my opinion. However, like I said before, play the game you are most comfortable with and see if you want to take the extra stretch. I hope you find this video helpful, and please take the time to watch the previous videos to help you understand more on EV training or nature modifying. If there's anything I missed, anything I need to add later, or other topics you want me to cover in future videos, please feel free to leave a comment below. I hope your Pokemon adventure is awesome, and I'll see you on the next video.